show you an exciting new business called Humuch. Humuch, in a nutshell, provides global price comparison through a web crowdsourcing platform. My name is Ed Sarmiento, the founder and CEO, and in the audience, I'm joined by Dr. Dan Lee, our chief advisor. So the Humuch team, we're very diverse. We're located here in the US, in Europe, and in Asia. And each time we travel, we notice more and more that the same products, like Starbucks coffees, like iPads, are found in multiple countries. And very importantly, at drastically different prices. So naturally, we wanted to compare, but we found it actually very difficult to do. So that's the problem that we're trying to solve, this lack of global price comparison. So just to give you some scale, according to Visa, international travelers to the US are spending about $30 billion a year on their cards. So this lack of global price comparison today is most likely due to the difficulties in obtaining global prices, including the language barriers, as well as the different foreign exchange rate, unit of measures, and taxes used in different countries. So the Humuch solution is to leverage the wisdom of the 2 billion internet users around the world, and so we've built a web crowdsourcing platform. Consumers can share prices on any product in any location, and then we aggregate it, normalize, and then present. So this is an example of one of the items you'll see on our website. It's a classic Louis Vuitton handbag, the Speedy 35. Among the 25 reported prices, the global average is $782. The highest is coming in from South Korea, and the lowest from France. To add even more value, we've built the functionality where you can ask and answer questions among each other. So for example, you can ask, how much is that LV bag in China? And then we present that question to individuals from China to help prompt an answer. So there are many features on our website. We invite you to check it out, including our cost of living calculator and then our discussion forum. So many people will benefit from this. Avid shoppers, international travelers can find the cheapest place to buy. On our site, electronics and women luxury items tend to be the most popular. If you are an importer or an exporter here in the US or around the world, you can identify new trade opportunities. If you are a job seeker or corporate HR, you can use this to customize cost of living. And if you are a market watcher or academic, you'll find this very valuable to view price trends and inflation trends. So at this point, one question that we get asked often, especially today, is why would consumers share prices? So consumers share information today. They do it for the public good. It's the very foundation behind Wikipedia, Yelp, Amazon.com, and all the customer review sites. So basically, if a consumer benefits from a public good, they are more and more likely to contribute. So consumers also share prices for bragging rights. You know, they want to state clearly to the world, you know, I bought this Hermes Birkin bag at this great price. Other consumers are motivated by direct incentive. So on our site, we've built a scoring system where the top members are always visibly ranked. And then lastly, you know, it has to be easy to do, like boiling an egg. So with a simple interface, a mobile phone app will help. So it's important to note here that we excel in 4 key areas. We provide global price comparison on any product in any location. That's a significant advantage over existing price comparison sites like Price Grabber, which are limited to merchant list and limited to local markets. Our ask-answer feature is also in a very standardized form. It avoids free-form text, which is one of the major troubles with other ask-answer systems. And as many consumers provide prices, our data is actually updated very frequently. So that's a significant advantage over other cost of living indexes, like the Economist Big Mac, which are updated only once or twice a year. And then lastly, underlying our entire platform is a US patent pending method. So what is the business model? You know, how do we plan to monetize? We plan to sell the aggregated price data, primarily to business users. So the market for such financial information is proven in about $10 billion. We will have 2 revenue streams, cost of living data, which is basically prices across different locations, and then inflation data, which is prices over time. This second one, inflation data, has tremendous revenue potential. Inflation is one of the most widely used financial metrics, And once we get this one going, we feel Wall Street is going to eat it up. So to summarize, I hope you see, everyone here, what we see in Humuch. We are solving a very big problem, we are ready to grow, and we've got a very solid business plan. Thank you.
All right, since we ended with you, Ben, last time, maybe we'll start with you.
Cool. I was interested in starting first because you're in a space that's near and dear to our hearts. My co-founding partner is Howard Schultz, who started Starbucks, and so I'll ask the question from the retailer perspective.
Okay.
Your service, it sounds innovative, and you're in a great large space, the comparison shopping space. But retailers and manufacturers care a lot about price integrity. It feels like you're facilitating a gray market in terms of sharing price information and potentially facilitating transactions across borders. Are retailers your friend or your enemy for this business? Will they actively try to slow? I understand they can't stop you, but will they try to slow you down, or do they actually want you to be successful?
No, I think they would want us to be successful because they're facing competition as well around the world. I think we can help facilitate that. If they have this great product that they want to share around the world, I think we can definitely help them. So I think we'd partner with them.
So my point, like I think, you know, the Big Mac index,
Okay.
right? Where what's the price of a burger around the world?
Yeah.
Big Mac.
Yeah.
So I can understand people bragging about luxury products like a bag and handbag.
Okay.
I don't know how people are going to say how much wheat is or rice is or toilet paper prices to get this index. So do you think luxury goods or a certain subsegment are a good metric of inflation? Or how do you define it's a good, that you have a good index enough that businesses would pay for it?
Well, actually, so on our side, it's electronics, luxury goods, and actually food items are also very popular. So a lot of people are putting prices on apples, bananas, the very core of what inflation and cost of living is.
They fluctuate a lot too, though. Weekly, daily, you know,
Yeah.
Apple prices go up, there's a sale here.
So yeah, we need enough scale, definitely. So you need enough scale to get the crowdsourcing to provide frequent prices and different products and different prices. Yeah. And then just to add there, it's a global marketplace, so we're hopefully
So
good
what
to
do you
track.
think the feedback loop in a crowdsourced system? There's always a feedback that gives you more. You get more out than you put in. That's what drives the
Correct.
flow. What do you think, other than curiosity and early adopters, will get this a core enough across a broad enough set of products to be useful to anybody?
So
And what do you think?
So what we're working on is actually a mobile phone app. It's going to be like a game, Price is Right for the phone app. That's going to help us motivate people to provide prices. You know, guess what price an iPad is in Vietnam, and then people would put in their questions, and someone from Vietnam would answer. So we have innovative ways to try and drive people to provide more prices, whether it's iPads or more of the common items.
Do you have a sense of how long it'll take to get critical mass to have a strong enough data set that someone's willing to pay for it?
Well,
versus
so
look at?
we need to beat, for the cost of living data, we just need to beat The Economist Big Mac. Their data set is about 200 items. So 200 items is their list. And they're frequently updated once or twice a year. So we think we can definitely beat them because our data set is already 300 products and updated more frequently. For the inflation data, we're estimating you probably need about 500 products, but you need data to be frequently updated at least weekly to have a better product than what's out there today. If we get it monthly, I think we're comparable, but we need weekly to beat them.
If you already have that much data, and I imagine you don't need the crowdsourcing, you can brute force to beat the Big Mac CPI index. Have you tried selling it yet?
No, we haven't. We've only launched two months ago.
But it sounds like you have enough data from your answer to John's question. You have enough
How many
data.
countries? do you
See,
have?
so that's it. So if you want to sell this data, The Economist still beats us because they're more widely spread, different locations. And actually, they go down to the city level. We could match them at the country level, but not yet at the city, not yet at the state. But product-wise, we're there.
How big of a business is it for The
All right.
Economist? Sorry.
We'll take the rest of it offline.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Our next company is Pingar.
So you must get lots of free Starbucks.
In the office, yeah.
Good afternoon. Is this working? Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Peter N. Hilton. I'm founder and CEO of Pingar. We are a New Zealand-based company. I'm a POM living in New Zealand, or rather resident in New Zealand, and I'm now actually living in Sunnyvale. So although we're from New Zealand, we are a global business, and we're trying to attract or try and solve a global issue which enterprises suffer from, and that's just too much unstructured data. The volume of data is growing massively. Most people would say that 70% of all data inside enterprises is unstructured. And we're talking about emails, Word documents, PDF documents. We're talking about RSS feeds, web pages, and it's growing at an exponential rate. The cost to businesses globally is billions. What that means to government is its taxpayers' dollars. What it means to large enterprises is its shareholders' dollars. And what we're trying to do is to evolve a series of components that enable enterprises to address that issue. Productivity loss, 25% IDC reckon for the average information worker, trying to find information from internal sources. So what we've been doing is we've been looking at ways in which information workers spend their time in the office and try and find areas in which we can use our natural skills to develop components. And we've identified several. We have had 4 years of research. We work very closely with universities in New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and China. And I'll come on to the China story in a moment. But we've developed a series of algorithms using our machine learning, data mining, and natural language processing skills. And I'm just going to show you a few of those in terms of the actual components that we launched in March this year at a SharePoint conference in Sydney, Australia. One thing we can now do is we can generate automatic PDF documents on the fly, which basically aggregate search results from multiple sources into a single downloadable document. So information workers don't need to look at multiple sources. We can aggregate all the search results into a single document. We've also delivered a number of content analysis tools. And these content analysis tools enable people to analyze content between different documents. And so we're actually now able to find patterns of behavior and relationships between multiple documents, whatever the document format is. We've also delivered a number of semantic search algorithms, and these are basically designed to assist people find information more quickly. Governments can sometimes be a little bit heavy when it comes to editing, so what we now offer are tools which sanitize and redact documents. We also summarize documents, so we can take a 40-page PDF and summarize it as an executive summary into 5 paragraphs. And finally, what we're able to do using our entity extraction tool is we can generate automatic metadata. And when we launched this product in Sydney 3 months ago, it was this probably single aspect that had the most impact. Because what it means is that Pingar's entity extraction tool can look at any document data set. We can apply a set of metadata values to each document and then basically run our algorithm so that every document within that data set has a common set of metadata values. What I'm going to do today is show you a quick video. And this video is a world first. We met Fuji Xerox 8 weeks ago, and they have already adopted Pingar technology. For the first time, it is now possible to scan documents, and when you scan a document, to have that document fully assigned with metadata properties. And that includes companies' custom taxonomies. It enables them to select names, addresses, so when the finished document comes out as a digital format, the metadata is automatically integrated. And what that's done is it's meant that algorithms have replaced humans. It means that you have a far, far better chance within the enterprise to be able to find data, process it, and categorize it. Going forward, we have a global approach. To drive this business, I had to put together a strong management team. The management team I put together is an international one. We have experience of running 15 startups, and we've either been on the board or led 4 publicly listed companies. In April, we launched our Chinese language product. Coming from New Zealand has some advantages. Certainly market size isn't one of them, but we are the only country in the OECD to have a free trade agreement with China. And so since July last year, we have been working with the New Zealand government's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, working with New Zealand diplomats in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong, speaking to Chinese government officials.
1 minute warning.
And we're very confident that very shortly we'll be able to make some interesting announcements in that particular space. We are global. We have offices in London, Bangalore, Hong Kong, New Zealand, and as of yesterday, Sunnyvale. We understand that the challenges that we face are multilingual, and so over the next 6 to 12 months, we will be releasing similar component APIs for Arabic, German, Spanish, and French. This is a multi-billion-dollar problem for enterprises, and we believe we have got some of the technology to deliver a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. Thank you very much for the time you've given me.
Hello. So cool-looking technology seems interesting. I guess I didn't get a full sense of what the business model is. It shows like a cool bunch of technologies and partners and opportunities. What is it that you're selling?
Basically,
how much do they pay?
Okay, three questions. I'll answer all three. First question in terms of the business model. We launched an API which has 18 components in March in Sydney. What we're doing at the moment is we're speaking to system integrators and developers who are beginning to build applications around some of our core components. So what they're doing is taking those applications into their clients. So in New Zealand, again, very small market, but we now have 50% of system integrators in New Zealand working in our particular space, adopting the API strategy. And the way that we build for this, there are three options. One is a straightforward OEM. So every time one of those Fuji Xerox machines scans a paper, it's clip, clip, clip. That's money into our pocket. So the more Fuji Xerox machines are out there, the better it is for our shareholders. We have Pinga in the cloud, so that means that the API sits in the cloud and people pay it on a per usage basis, and those public pricing models are listed on our website. But obviously a lot of people we're speaking to at the moment, government agencies, banks, financial institutions, law firms, do not want data to go outside the firewall. So we have Pinga for the enterprise. So we can actually integrate our API onto an internal enterprise system. Two models there for payments. One, as much as you can eat, which is subscription, pay as you go based on usage.
How is this different than what Autonomy's done or a multitude of knowledge management companies have come and gone in the last 10 years?
Well, we believe that we can partner with people like Autonomy. We believe we can partner with people like Fast. Companies like that do have a lot of smarts, but there are a lot of things that they don't do. I think also the fact that we are making this available to developers to build their own solutions. By Autonomy, $500,000, black box solution, very difficult to do much customization. So that's really the approach we're taking. We want to build a developer network globally to build solutions using our components.
So what's your role model for the company?
What is
your role model?
My role model in terms of where the company goes?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, we've very deliberately set out our own roadmap. We want to build a robust business over the next 2 to 3 years. We'll be going down the multilingual route, but we're also, because of the research agreements we have with these universities, we're looking at further areas of content analysis. So we'll be releasing new components to add value as the research becomes to a point where we can commercialize it.
Are you building, is your vision to build a set of component technologies that ultimately are integrated into Autonomy or larger knowledge management systems, or are you building a platform?
No, we're absolutely not. We're looking to partner with people like Oracle. We're looking to partner with people like SAP, SharePoint, because we know that we've got a number of smarts that those EDM packages don't currently have, and we believe that there's a real big opportunity for us to develop those kind of OEM relationships. That's one of the reasons I have to say I'm coming to Silicon Valley and not staying in New Zealand.
I think we've got time for one more.
Channel is primarily systems integrators, or you doing it yourself?
No, primarily system integrators. We want to focus our attention on building the components. We have a very heavy focus on research. We have a number of PhDs who are both recruited or employed directly by Pinga or who are contracted through various universities.
So let me ask one last question, which is like the company value, can they quantify how much value this is? I mean, you provide this knowledge and more structured to unstructured. You get lots of structured data becomes unstructured at some point, right?
It's a very new and emerging technology, so putting a precise value on it today isn't probably as easy as you would think. That said, we've managed to raise a significant amount of funds from our a small number of high net worth individuals.
All right, the rest of it offline. Thank you very much. Well done. All right, our fourth company, Steelhouse.